I mean, they've been programmed. I mean, these people have been attacked with propaganda, and they've been victims of it. So
Absolutely.
it's a tough thing. I mean, propaganda is real, you see. It's just, they've put a focus on that, scientifically, to try to figure out how you change a person's mind. This is the KGB and, many other operatives throughout the country, throughout the world. And it's been successful, unfortunately, in this country. As you could have seen, when you get these kids that are in college and they don't know, they know nothing about our country. They know nothing about World War II, let's say, or any of the, the important moments in our history.
There's no appreciation.
There's
no
knowledge, appreciation for who we are. And they're given a lot of lies about other things. So when this eruption happened after October 7th, it's completely shocking. But ignorance is a runway for all sorts of bad behavior. So, and that's what's happened.
I feel like it happened.
We've dumbed down the kids.
We have dumbed down the kids. I feel like it happened very quickly, because my generation,
pretty quickly, yeah,
compared to my kids' generation. So my kids are, I told you, 18, 20, and 22, college-age kids.
Yeah.
There's a huge difference from when I was in college 30 years ago compared to today.
Yeah.
Don't you think that's a
fast? I mean, it's not only the KGB, which started in, in the 60s, it kind of erupted and showed itself. But it's been going on for a long time before that. And then afterward, all these kids that, all these people that went into college as professors and stuff like that came from a very left place. And then they had other people coming in, like right now we have a whole bunch of people, billionaires, who are carrying things on, and they didn't come from a pure place of communism, but they're carrying the ball for communism.
Why do you think that is?
Well, because it's selfish. If you look at many of these people that we're talking about, the one common denominator is there's atheism. People don't believe in anything. So they only believe in their own self-preservation and their power search, and they protect that. And then once they commit to that, they're in with a club and they stay there and they don't look back. That's what, I don't know what the heck it is exactly, but I that's what I sense. I mean, look what's happening in our industry. And by the way, there's a congressional record, 1963, that presented all of the agenda of the KGB. And it was very clear. They wanted to create division in our country with sex, with gender, with race. And they wanted to take God out of the schools, take over the universities, take over the press, take over Hollywood. That's what they had planned. And their techniques for it are explained too. And to attack the family. And so we know what it was. And it just happened. You can see they've accomplished it, and then there's the righteous folks who have fought for the good. And they, they're around. There are heroes around today, and we're in a battle.
We are in a true battle. And when I say why, I've asked many people that question. I ask myself that question all the time. Why? Why do people want to divide? What is the reason behind that? Because it doesn't make sense. You see the violence. You see it. You really saw it, I think, 4 or 5 years ago, once COVID and Black Lives Matter and George Floyd, all that happened. And then it was just like, it was a free-for-all.
Well, it's an interesting thing. Barack Obama was a community organizer, in quotes. That's what he called himself, and that's what his profession was. That's all he was prior to being in Congress and then president. prior to running for the presidency.
Yes.
That's all he was. What is a community organizer? His mentor wrote a book called the Rules for Radicals.
Yes.
Saul Alinsky.
Saul Alinsky.
Right? In the book, he says, he's teaching, the rules for the radicals. And he's teaching, he says, when people call you, when you're a community organizer and people call you an agitator, they're right. That's what you are. It's in the book. He said, what you do is you gather people, you get them inflamed with something, and you get them moving. And you can do anything you want with them after that.
Oh,
So that's it.
The goal, when your goal is to agitate, and then if you get people agitated enough, then you can control them.
That's right, yeah.
That's what this all comes down to. And I think I go back to why?
So it's a technique. Well,
for people to have control.
Well, people don't like this country sometimes, you see. There are many people out there that would like to bring us down. There are people who are competing with this country, of course. And
but when it's people inside the country that want to bring it down, that's the sick part.
Yeah, that's the sick part.
And that's the part that I don't recognize. Now, it's one thing to go back to...
What do you mean when you say recognize?
Recognize, because in my lifetime, it's never been like this.
Good.
Ever.